Alright, how's it going? Welcome back to another one. We are jumping back into Everspace 2 today, and I am very excited. We are finally able to get the Wraith ourselves, which I am stoked to do. We have the new mission here, which is going to allow us to get the actual Wraith from the Coalition shopkeeper. So we're going to head over to the Drake system and go check out the Coalition cargo terminal. So it looks like he's going to sell it to me, so hopefully it's not too much money. We currently have 1.7 mil, so I think we should be okay. And what we'll do is we'll get the Wraith, we'll check it out, and I'm debating on doing either high-risk zone or maybe doing a mission. I don't know, we're going to do a quick little check out of it and see how it is and kind of play with the actual abilities to see what it does and actually do a more deeper dive into it. All right, so we're currently in the Drake system and we are at the Coalition cargo terminal. Let's head down there and go check out this Wraith.
Whoa, deja vu. Weren't you in here an hour ago?
No, I just get that a lot. You called me about Tarjak's fighter?
Oh yeah. Like I said, I'm willing to sell it for a fair price. I just want to make sure it goes to a worthy person, you know?
Let me guess. You want me to run an errand for you?
I got drones for that. Just a quick personality test.
Oh, what do you want to know?
What's your favorite kind of bean?
Cat.
What?
You know, on their feet. Little cat beans.
Oh, man, that is a galaxy brain answer. Mind blown. The ship's yours if you want it.
Oh, there it is. Look at that beauty. Let's see what the, so experimental combat ship utilizing cutting-edge technology even for OCAR standards. Now, one thing I do want to make note, this is not a light fighter, not a medium fighter, it's not a heavy fighter. It's actually a weird mix. I believe, if I recall, and I could be wrong, between a medium fighter and a heavy fighter. So we are currently in the Sentinel, which in my eyes is a medium fighter, and the Wraith actually has more armor and more hull, but not as much shield. So that's where I kind of, it's a weird mix. It has its own type, we'll say. So let's go ahead and, so it's $1 million, go ahead and purchase, buy, and transfer new to home base.
Been a pleasure doing business with you. If you ever come back among us, we'll hoist a Pinto beer together.
That's awesome. We actually recently beat the Wrath of the Ancients, at least the main story. Then in the upper right hand corner, you see a little pop-up come up. We just beat it, which was an absolute blast. I had so much fun with that, and I'm kind of sad it's gone, but you know, it's okay. It is what it is. All right, so we're back at the Golden Ace, and we have the Wraith now, and for the record, I already actually went through, and I think I have a cool build that I think could work with this ship, and I also got some cool colorings going on here. Of course, purple and black is kind of what I'm going with. I think it fits it really well, in my opinion at least. So we're using the Eerie Black as the primary, and then Iodine as the purple color with metallic and 0.8 for both. So you have high voltage as the actual livery, which you kind of see here. I'm actually going to lighten it up a little bit just so you can see where it kind of goes. I think it looks kind of cool. Let's go back to 8 is kind of what I like. Should we do 7? That works. 0.7 looks good. And of course we are rocking window tints, the black, because I think that looks really clean. And the lights are the deep sea purple, which I think look awesome. Engine colors, we're using the electric buzz. This nice purple going on there too, or magenta maybe is a better call. And then engine effects, we're using these ones here, which I think just kind of fits the build, or fits the ship better. One thing to note too is there is no modules on the Wraith. It's just is what it is. I wonder if maybe one day they'll actually put in some additional, maybe like a small update, and maybe they add on some additional modules you can unlock by using the Wraith. That'd be kind of cool, but I don't think that's the case, but maybe next time I'm in one of the streams with them, I will, or when I watch one of the streams, I'll ask the question to see if that's an option. So the build that I'm kind of thinking would be good with this ship is probably going to be more of a close quarters kind of build, because this ship is kind of like a medium heavy fighter. But one thing I think would be really good with this is actually combining multiple legendaries. So not a legendary, but the XR's cargo unit that gives mines 15% increased damage. I'm using the figure 8, creates a singularity that pulls up to 8 smaller enemies within 600 meters for 5 seconds afterwards the mine explodes, damaging nearby targets. Then you utilize the epicenter. Teleporter creates a shockwave at the target location, dealing up to 6,486 damage for kinetic and 3,600 for energy. And that's within 30 meters, stunning them for 2 seconds. And then if you combine that with actually using the Force Forge and using the Magnetic Repulsor, which if you have Force Forge, you will have all these effects on there. So all the base modes here, you'll have those available. So affects multiple targets, adds additional charge, push to targets, drop energy orbs. And having the force charge, you actually do additional damage too. So I think you could do a lot of damage if you kind of combo those up. And one thing for set wise, I think it would be good to have Tides of Siren Sea on this, so you can get your ultimate quicker, because that is kind of the strength of this build, this ship. I also think if you can get the Opulence, which I believe is the one that's the set piece that if you have Starforge items, it increases your device damage and your weapon damage, depending on how many Starforge items you have. I think that would be good too, as kind of a passive to some degree. So I do think that's kind of what I would like to go with. I don't have all that stuff right now, but I do want to try this out and see how it goes. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to head around, and actually here we have another Dreadnought. I think we'll go head over to the Dreadnought. We'll engage it and see how this does. Now, I think I can utilize it really well in the Dreadnought because there's a lot of smaller enemies in that area and they kind of spawn in a lot of areas, so I can show off what I'm thinking. And I think it would do really well. Again, this ship is a medium heavy fighter, so I do think it would actually do pretty well in that space. So let's head over there, try this build out, and see what happens. And again, I do want to work on this more, but let's try it, see what happens. Alright, so I actually want to try out the thought I have here. So let's send that over there. That was not good. We gotta get closer. Send that there. Let's pull those targets, and then I'd use the teleport. Fine. I definitely need more targets to actually do that.
I reckon I ought to get the big gun out. Spot me a target.
Like an old hull patch. Good mark for Rakima.
Keep him off my back.
Yes!
Looking good.
It appears we've lost all our missiles.
More space.
Enough. We're pulling back to the rally point. All craft, execute.
OTA's tenacity is commendable, if futile, thanks to you.
Okay, so it's definitely kind of hard to keep track of things, and I definitely didn't use the repulsor as much as I should have. But I mean, I think it's doable. I just have to get used to it. I feel like you're just going to want to use the actual ultimate as much as possible, though. So I don't know if maybe it might be better to kind of focus more on this instead of trying to combo stuff like we were doing before. But I do think I used this once, and I did a lot of damage. But I think with the figure 8, I think I didn't have enough enemies in enough of a cluster to have them pull in, so I wasn't able to really engage the way I wanted to, which is fine. So, all right, let's see what we got for loot. This is what I was talking about. So if you actually can combine the Starforge, you can get Starforge items and use the Opulence set. That could be really good. Just give yourself extra damage. Not sure if it's going to make a huge difference, but I might try and go that route. Let's go ahead and send that home, actually. Yeah, I definitely need to work on this build some more. I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously, this is my first time using the Wraith, so I'm still trying to figure it all out. But I will say I do like the coil gun's really good, and I think the figure 8, I would like to get a Radiant one, so it's even stronger. But I do think this is potential. There are some potential there. I did use the Shockwave quite a bit with the teleport, but again, it's kind of hard trying to combo all those things up, especially when you're flying around and dodging enemies and stuff like that. So it's definitely a little more challenging to really put this into combat to some degree. I'm actually okay with that. I think it went pretty good. I definitely need to do some more research on this and see what's better. As I continue to use this ship more and start learning how it works better, I may find a better build. But I think I try and find different ways to make builds instead of doing the same thing as everyone else. Because sometimes, you know, there's a meta builds and stuff like that, and there's stuff that's just really good. Like, obviously, a big one, which I've heard quite a bit, was the Bomber and the Scout are just really strong ships in general, especially for like higher level content. For stuff that's kind of more just playing the lower level content or just whatever, it's kind of fun to change up the build and try something completely different. And I've always wanted to kind of do more of a close quarters based ship build. So I think it's a great opportunity for me to try it and kind of see if I can figure it out. But I think for next time, I definitely want to try and get obviously Radiant on the Epicenter and on the Figure 8. I also might change out weapons eventually, and I do want to see if we can try and get additional Starforge items and see if we can actually utilize the Tides of Siren C set and the Opulence set to actually give ourselves increased damage with our combat-based warfare devices, which I'm hoping, this one being considered, I don't know if these will be affected by that, but I wonder if they are. I should never use this either, so that could be kind of fun, but maybe that is going to help increase the damage on that too. So hope you got a chance to check out the ship here. Hope you enjoyed. Any questions or any tips or anything, throw in the comments below. Again, it's my first time flying the Wraith, so I have no idea really what's really good or not, and I'm sure this build's probably not really the best anyways, and it's definitely not going to be like a Lunacy 4000 build whatsoever, but it's more for fun. So if there's anything that you have built with the Wraith and you actually kind of try out, let me know in the comments below, because I would love to hear what you do, because it's always fun to kind of get an idea what other people are doing with their builds, and I'll catch you in the next one.